Jacob Zuma paid tribute to the 10 ANC volunteers who were killed in a horror accident last weekend. They died after the bus they were travelling in overturned near Winburg in the Free State. 9 were buried at the Thomas Nkobi Memorial Site on Gauteng's East Rand. The other victim will be laid to rest in Kwazulu-Natal tomorrow. Hundreds of mourners gave them an emotional send-off.
Arriving to pay homage to comrades, mothers, fathers, brothers and sisters. After all, it had been just hours after hearing him speak at the ANC's manifesto launch that they met their death. First, concern about the high rate of road deaths.
What causes more pain is the fact that the death was caused by a road crash. The numbers of road collisions and crashes on our roads remains high and calls for introspection among all drivers about what we should do better to protect our lives and those of others.
And then calls to continue the gallant fight of the Ekurhuleni 10, and for those who remain behind, never to forget that they are in service of the people.
In memory of our fallen comrades, we have a duty to safeguard the unity of the ANC. We must close ranks and focus on what unites us, which is the consolidation of democracy and building a better life for all through the delivery of quality services to our people.
And also calls to ensure that their deaths were not in vain.
This tragedy must unite us. Their blood cannot be spilled for nothing.
While others took the opportunity to reaffirm their support for President Jacob Zuma and the ANC.
There are not people who are stalwarts who cannot follow the internal processes of the ANC who are going to say President must step down. It is only us in the ANC who have got that right. So we are saying the president is not going to step down. We will continue defending the president of the ANC. Manza!
I want to say to the members of the ANC, there is one ANC in South Africa. There are not many ANCs. And when the National Executive Committee of the ANC have spoken, all of us are supposed to toe the line.
Of befitting heroes and heroines, the deceased were laid to rest near SACP stalwart Chris Hani. Well, this is the final resting place for the 9 crash victims, all hailed as hard-working ANC members, and the call from all mourners to emulate their commitment to the movement. Crisalda Lewis, SABC News, in Ekurhuleni.
Moment as the coffins were brought into the marquee. But for the ANC supporters gathered here, a time to celebrate their lives. Volunteers of the party who've sacrificed so much.
All of us here must get the manifesto of the ANC and read it, because those comrades had gone there to go and fetch that message for all of us as the membership. We have a responsibility, the leaders of the branch, of the zone, of the region, of the province, to make sure that the manifesto is distributed across, so that we don't sell human beings, because in the ANC we sell policies. So our people must know what is it that we are promising South Africans for the next 5 years. So in honor of these heroes, we must make sure that we read the manifesto.
The ANC in the province says it's time to reflect on the party and its approach to the upcoming local government elections.
These are comrades who led from the front. As we join their families and friends in mourning their passing, we must also salute and celebrate their lives and proud legacy of selflessness they leave behind.
The deputy leader was also there to pay his respects.
We must thank them and thank their families that they made sacrifices. They sacrificed their lives by going all the way to Port Elizabeth to go and listen to the manifesto of the African National Congress. And on their way back, they lost their lives. These comrades were volunteers of the African National Congress. They were the foot soldiers of the ANC. They were dedicated and committed cadres of our movement.
A great loss to the family and to the ruling party.
The DA has